In the world of entertainment, there are stars and there are superstars. There are famous people and there are infamous people. Pete Bennett has known them all, and he's still looking for some of them that are out there. Pete Bennett is the world's #1 promotion man, as dubbed by Billboard magazine, and entertainers all around the world. He's been at it for over 40 years, and this weekend he's bringing Denny Laine of Paul McCartney and Wings and the Moody Blues fame to Portland and Salem, and he's taken a few minutes to tell us what's going on. So let's talk about Salem and the Aladdin too, but the Elsinore in Salem, it's a really special historic theater. It's a smaller venue, holds just 1,200 people or so, so it'll be a very up-close and intimate concert that people are not usually available to. You know, they don't get to see people so close.
I hope that people come to the concert. It's going to be a great, great concert. And, you know, the promoters, you know, they like Salem, and I think Salem's a nice town. It's the capital of Oregon, you know. And I've never been in Salem, by the way. And I heard it's a nice town, and I can't wait, you know. And I saw pictures of the theater. I think it was very nice, you know. And I just hope that we sell more tickets.
Yes, absolutely. Denny Laine, Glenn Burtnick, and so many other people are going to be on stage at the Elsinore Theater and the Aladdin this weekend. Why don't you tell me about Denny Laine, your relationship with him, and what they're going to do for
Well,
him?
I know Denny Laine for many years. Denny Laine, actually, he was the founder and the Moody Blues, the group called the Moody Blues, and he also wrote the first big monster record they had, Go Now, and he was the writer too, and. Also, after that, years later, he teamed up with Paul McCartney. When Paul McCartney went on his own, at that time I was promoting Paul too. You know, when they went on his own, I promoted John Lennon, I promoted Paul McCartney, promoted George Harrison and Ringo Starr. And I broke all their records. If it's John Lennon, Give Peace a Chance, Instant Karma, Imagine, Cold Turkey, and or Paul McCartney's Wings album, whatever. Uncle Albert, Live and Let Die, you know, these My Love, which Paul didn't think it was going to be a big record, you know, and I said, what the hell you recorded it for, you know? But I put it on anyhow, against his wishes, and I made it #1. But, so the time that Paul McCartney went on his own, and these albums like Wildlife, you know, and the rest of the albums, Ram, whatever, Denny Laine was, most of his songs co-write with him, and then he wrote a lot of songs. But to my understanding was there were certain songs that Denny wrote himself, and of course Paul took some credit, you know, on the songs with Denny. Also, you know, it's the same thing. Paul's a great guy, don't get me wrong. I saw him recently, and I still let him know who made you #1. Remember that? And he says, well, how come you didn't make me #1 at Starbucks? I says, well, because we didn't make the deal yet. You know what I mean? So, but it's like Paul, which wasn't a nice thing that he came out to do several years ago, wanted his name before John Lennon, you know, because it was a Lennon McCartney, then he wanted McCartney and Lennon. I mean, that was, it wasn't great thinking, whatever it is. I know they never got along together, whatever. But Denny is a great musician. Denny's, hear him perform, I think everybody will like Denny, and Denny is a close friend of mine, and I say Denny's a superstar, okay, and no question about it, and everybody's going to hear more of Denny Laine, you know, regardless if it's the LC Theater in Salem or it's the Aladdin Theater in Portland, because it doesn't happen there, it will happen somewhere else. But I hope that the people in Salem, you know, would realize, and I heard it's a beautiful town, and I heard there were lovely people there and all that, and to go and come and see the show. I'm not the headliner of this show. Obviously, I'm a headliner, okay? But I figure Denny Laine is the headliner, and the Wings, you know.
And Glenn Burtnick.
Yeah, Glenn Burtnick is a very good musician. Glenn used to be with Styx, okay? And I know Glenn very well for a long time. And also he was with a group that had a Broadway called Beatlemania, which was a success. It was so much a success that the Beatles actually put a court order on it, using the name Beatlemania. Yeah. But Glenn is great, and I know the public, the people will like Glenn. He puts out a good show. He has a 4-piece band, and he has the rest of the guys that played with him with Beatlemania. So then also there's a piano organist player, Jeff Lemine. He's great, and he worked with Joe Cocker many years. And the latter part of the years, up to about 4 years ago, he was working with Hall & Oates for about 7 years. So he'll be very interesting of musicianship of the people to hear. But I know that they'll be teaming up together at one point and have an old-style tribute band, And I think it's a great idea. And, well, now we'll see how far was the Wings name, And I would say, it's like they say, Danny Lane Wings tribute. Well, I would say it's Paul McCartney's Wings with Danny Lane. You follow me? So, is that what you said? Whether or not Paul McCartney goes crazy because of Paul McCartney Wings? You know what I mean? But I know if I was headline, I don't think Paul McCartney go crazy.
Yeah.
But that's it. But next time we are doing something like that, it's going to be different. But I hope that people come to the concert. It's going to be a great, great concert.
It's your chance to see them up close and personal. So please join us. And Pete will be there to enlighten us with stories and anecdotes about people and things that you've probably never heard before. Isn't that true?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
But I'll be glad to be there. It's a good experience being in Salem. I noticed that no matter where I go, it's getting heavier and heavier. A lot of television people have me on TV, and I do a show with other artists, and a lot of them don't want the artist; they want me, Of course, because on television, the stories and all that, And,
well, they're going to be able to get a lot more of you in the near future, right? We've got the Pete Bennett show is actually they're shooting the show at the Elsinore and the Aladdin so that they can put that together in your upcoming series.
Yeah, it's going to be filmed at the Salem Theater. So a lot of you people out there should come and you'll be on camera, You're not paying that much to be on camera, So you wave your hands, But also, they're going to unveil a sculpture of me, bronze, which was done by Gabriel Poncinelli, and he's from Mexico, and he's a well-known sculptor around the world, So what happened is that his plane, his visa expired, whatever, and he was on his way coming here. But it's going to be unveiled anyhow on the stage. And
so the sculpture still made it?
The sculpture's here, yeah.
They let the sculpture on the plane.
They left the sculpture on the
So the Pete Bennett Rock and Roll Museum is going to have this beautiful statue in it, and then all the memorabilia that you've collected and gifts and things for all of these incredible experiences and events and people that you have met will be able to be seen. Kind of a Smithsonian in itself, don't you think? A rock and roll Smithsonian. Pete's owns.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll with all my gold albums, memorabilia.
Well, you got to show this stuff off somewhere,
Shoes of different artists. Shirts, pants, jackets.
I'll bet you can't even list everything you've been given. Well, thank you so much. You can experience this once-in-a-lifetime event yourself at the Aladdin or the Elsinore Theater this weekend. In Portland, I'm Bonnie King for SalemNews.com.